Welcome back. My name is Guff, and Javen's here with me. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, and we are going to be talking about our long-term plays in video games. Or, yeah, our games in general, long-term.
What do we have the most hours in?
Yeah, most hours. I would have to say, I know mine. Well, my Steam hours is going to be Ark, Survival Evolved. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a dino survival game. You've heard of it. I know most of the people have probably heard of it. Usually it's a hot-blooded topic. Lots of people either love Ark or hate Ark, and that's just the bottom line. So, yeah. Mine's got about probably 2,000, 3,000 hours into Ark. That's just the ones on Steam. Now, I've played on the Xbox, and I've played private servers and stuff like that where, Steam necessarily not going to register at all.
3,012.2 hours.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Is that mine?
That's yours.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that's a few hours.
You're lacking a little bit, though. You only got 13 achievements.
Yeah, I'm not an achievement whore. I'm not well. Yeah, I just don't. I don't. Usually. How about you? What's your long-term game? I have other ones, but that's probably my biggest Steam game.
My most played isn't a video game.
No.
It is a video game, kind of. Magic the Gathering.
Oh, yeah.
And I have no idea how many hours I have logged in. I would say close to 5,000-6,000.
Are we talking online, or are we talking just on the tabletop?
Combined.
Oh gosh. No way. You
maybe 10,000.
Maybe a couple years. Yeah. How many hours are in a year? Look that up.
I played a lot of Magic together.
So I know you and Lilo used to.
I probably have
24 to 48 hour sessions.
I probably have 1,000 to 2,000 hours with just playing with Logan.
Yeah, and that's just. Oh my god. Okay. Yes, Magic is a big one. I don't have as many hours you do because I haven't been playing as long. I do have quite a few hours into that though.
But when it comes to video games...
Yeah, video games.
Let's take a look at the old library here.
Hey, how about this? We'll start with video games. We'll move on to tabletop games.
That's fine.
And then we'll do like board games and...
I can live with that.
Whatever games. We'll just break them up into individual categories.
Alright, it pains me to say so, but my most played game on Steam...
is
Dota 2.
Okay.
With approximately 2,000 hours.
Yeah, that doesn't include, because I don't think Smite or them were on there. Steam.
Smite is on Steam.
Is it Steam? Okay.
If you count my total playtime in Smite, my total playtime in Smite is higher.
Okay.
And then, as a close third, Monster Hunter World.
I don't even know if I have a close to Ark. No, I don't think I do.
Yeah.
No, I think Ark is pretty much it. I mean, I have other games that I got a lot of hours into. My non-Steam game that has the most hours into it, it's kind of unfair because MMOs don't really... You can't keep track. But in WoW, World of Warcraft, at one point you could type in like /played and it would tell you how many hours you played that character. Mm-hmm. Embarrassingly enough. During my children's youth and super youth, at least my daughter, my son was a little older, I think my last /played on my main character was... on my whole account, it was over a year when I added up all the time.
Yeah.
All played time.
Wow. Wow.
That's a year of my life. But to be fair now, before everybody in the audience gets freaky deaky, this was me getting up at night to feed the baby by myself because my wife wasn't there for us, so she was working. And then I would just stay up all night and play games. And then I get up with the baby. I just get up with the baby and sleep with the baby did. I played with the baby, slept, and then I slept once in a while during the day. But I didn't get much sleep for those years.
Yeah.
2 years in Guam, yeah. So yeah, that wasn't in Guam, but I mean, it was years later I did the /played, and I had over a year of my life after probably 10 years of playing that game.
Looks like your next closest is Conan Exiles.
Oh, yeah.
So you really like that survival crafting.
The survival crafting, yeah, I do. I won't lie. It's not... If I did it wouldn't be my favorite genre ever, by any means, but it's probably up there in the top 5.
Okay. I guess if you add up all the hours for Total War Warhammer,
yep,
to the 3 games, I have close to 1,000 hours on that. Those are pretty fun games.
I want to play those games, but you have to be so dedicated.
Oh,
they're so good though. I played the Total War originals, like the Total War 1 and 2. I think at least 1. I think I bought 2. I don't know if I played too much of it just because it requires so much time.
Yeah.
You get these huge armies on a table, and it's so cool because you can zoom right into them. Can you possess in that one?
What do you
Where
mean?
you take over the character and then go fight?
No.
Okay, there's
not
another
like
game you
Monopoly.
can do that, but that's just such a big game. You know, you send off the horse riders over here to get their archers. You send off your sword dudes over here to do this, and it's just the massive battlefield. I love the games, but the time dedication is real. I can see why you'd have hours into it.
Monster Hunter World, I put a lot of hours into, even just by myself. It's one of the few games I've dumped into by myself.
Yep.
I used to just go out and solo everything that I could.
I was just watching a video on the top 10 most played games of all time, or the ones you can burn the most hours into. Okay, so Javen has kind of got me on this routine. So this is where the story's coming from. He always dictates how well a game performs in his catalog based off of the dollar per hour usage.
Yep.
So if he spends $20, he's gonna at least get 20 hours out of that game.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be the minimum for him. So then it got me thinking. I've been kind of trying to do that too. Then I went and looked up games. You know, the most bang for your buck. And Monster Hunter was one of the top. I think it was top number. It was number 2, I think, overall, because not only do you get to play your hours of just going out and murdering or hunting your monsters down and skinning them and stuff. Then every time you get to the end, you could start over and power up a little bit, right?
Well, not only that, but there's also endgame content.
Right, yeah. And it's just like...
Your deco farming, which is basically farming for decorations.
Right, yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's a game, again, I didn't get into. And I think the reason is just... I was just into the survival MMOs at the time.
Yep.
And so I started playing them, and I like the concept is really cool. I didn't like chasing the dinosaurs or the creatures for hours on end to catch them.
Oh, that's so much fun, though.
Well, I mean, it was fun. It was just... When I play a game, I just want to be able to play it. When I want to stop, But if you're chasing the giant lizard through the trees...
It's a commitment.
You have to keep going. Like, you don't want to stop, but dinner time's ready, and you got to go to town. You got to bring the kids here. You got to take the dog out. Well, no, you can't do that while you're doing that. You want to keep going.
Yep.
So I like games where I can just stop. I can do that in survival MMOs.
I think my longest session played was close to 30 hours in Monster Hunter. I just played straight.
That's enough to burn you out. I like that. I like games like that.
So the MOBAs, the Dota 2 and the Smite, I played so much of those, and there's so much like crossover between them. I never got into League of Legends.
Yeah, my son played that a lot.
But the Dota is a masterpiece of a game. It really is.
Yeah.
And the skill floor is so high to be able to play effectively.
You have to really micromanage a lot.
And you have to just put your time in.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you have to put your time in to learn.
Right, yeah, because you got to learn everything. You don't just learn the character you're playing. You got to learn every character on the field.
All 120 of them.
And if they add more or they switch it up a little bit, you have to learn all the things they switch, because if you don't, then you're not playing the right character and you're getting your butt beat.
And then, with Smites, it's the same deal. And then patches come out and items change, and you got to relearn how to play the game.
No, thank you.
Roles change sometimes.
Yeah, that's too much for my old brain. I'm sorry to say. I did play Smite a few times. It was
fun.
cool because, I don't know if the matchmaking's better or not better. Or I was just that bad at it, but it seemed like at times I get put in with a very newbie group, which is cool. But then every once in a while I get put in with a group that was just...
Well, it could be you won enough games where your MMR went up.
I suppose. Yeah, it definitely is a learning curve, though. Boy, oh boy, if you don't keep up with it. I can't imagine trying keeping up with it. Yeah. I can't imagine it.
I watch a streamer that I've been watching for years, and that's how I basically keep up with the
I suppose that helps. Stuff. Just listen to them and pay attention to what they're doing and talking about.
Shout out to Wowie at Twitch TV.
There you go. Just like I've seen him before. Well, probably with you watching.
Yeah. Some of my other most played, I have Stellaris, which is this real-time strategy that is just...
Right.
You're conquering an entire galaxy.
It's pretty intense. That's another time sink.
Yeah. If you want to play I want to say I've finished 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Out of 200 some hours I've played.
I maybe finished 1.
Yeah.
And that was because I got beat. Not that I don't like them. I love those games. I do. It's all about time management right now in my particular portion of life, and I need to learn how to do it better. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to go home today and play No Man's Sky because I haven't played much and I really want to. And
Survival crafting.
You know what, though? When it came out, it was garbage. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It was a bare bones game. It was like, hey, let's play the game where nothing's there. And now, they've added so much. You can spend it. Wow. It's a casual game for me. It's definitely a casual. I'm not a hardcore player. It's just when I don't want to do anything else and my mind just needs to shut up for a while.
That's when I play CUD.
CUD? Oh no! That game's vile.
That game
it's evil.
That game's rough.
Damn.
That game is not for everybody.
That game makes you really sad and upset sometimes.
Yeah, that game is not for everybody.
Holy smokes. I played that game. If you haven't played CUD, you should. It's a cheap game. Go buy it. Punish yourself a little bit. But for reference, Javen's played games where he's played 30 or 40 hours without dying. I played CUD. I think it was the second time I tried to play. This red-named dude spawned on the screen, killed all the NPCs, and then killed me within like 30 seconds.
Yep.
That is just the pure randomness of the game.
Yep.
It's hardcore. So if you die, it's just over.
It's a traditional roguelike, so it's not going to hold your hand.
No, there's nothing nice about it. I have played it since then again a few times, but holy smokes. You got to be in a particular mood to play that game, I think. Yep. I've been playing other games. I like things like Stardew, but
Necess.
And Necess, and then Starbound, Terraria. I kind of just been getting into those games. Realms of Magic is another one that are really like indie style games.
I like indie games a lot.
Gosh, man, indie people. I think the biggest thing about, I know I'm off ranting here, but not ranting, but proud of these people. I think the indie people put more depth into their games than any of the big AAA titles.
The only trouble you run into sometimes with indie games is that they're too ambitious.
Oh yeah.
Like, it'll be mile wide, inch deep. It'll be all these cool features,
right?
But then it's just like a little too repetitive.
Right. Yeah. No, that happens too, and I have played a couple like that. Or Forager is another one.
Yeah.
But they can do things that the big publishers just don't or won't do because it's too risky and it's not part of the business model or whatever. I've been so proud of these games doing their thing. And it's fun to find out these little secrets and surprises.
Another one you're forgetting, Scott.
Uh-oh.
Guff.
Yeah, no,
Oops,
yeah.
We let it slip.
That's okay.
You got 3 games on here that you haven't even touched.
No.
How many hours do you think you put into Skyrim total?
Oh, see, that's not fair. Steam, probably not very many.
No, not very many.
But on PlayStation 3, I played that a lot.
Yeah.
And then the Xbox, I played a little bit. The Xbox One. PlayStation 3, that's where I primarily played Skyrim.
When I played Skyrim, I always did purist runs. So, like, if I was going to do Dark Brotherhood, I would only do Dark Brotherhood and, like, Thieves Guild.
Oh, I love Skyrim.
Or if I was going to do Companions, I'd only do Companions.
Right.
And, like, I'd do themed runs. And I'd build my characters around those themes.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
It was really fun to roleplay that way.
Yeah. Although, I probably had more hours into the game before that. The Oblivion.
Yeah.
Because I played that on the PlayStation 3 also. I probably have more hours into Oblivion than I do Skyrim.
I played a lot of Oblivion,
I'm like,
too.
And then Skyrim came out, and then I played on that. I would have kept playing on the PlayStation, but then my corrupt, well, everybody knows about the PlayStation 3 corrupt saves.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was many thousands of hours in. Hundreds of hours in, anyway.
Another one you're forgetting? That is the 3rd most played game on Steam right now.
I have it.
You have it. You have a lot of hours in it.
Oh, boy. What's that?
PUBG.
Oh, well, that's true. Me and my wife played that a lot. I do like a good first. I do like a shooter. We played PUBG when it first came. Like them games were first becoming popular.
Yeah, that's when I first.
And it was very little cosmetic hunting. Mm-hmm. It was really just about the cool guns and the differences they do.
I like dropping at school and killing people with frying pans.
That too. But like, there's so many games out there that it's all about cosmetics and and Twitch playing. PUBG at the time, there was Twitch playing involved, but there was pressure. You couldn't turtle because that stupid ring keeps going small. And I like that pressure, and I started playing it. And then my wife's like, "Well, let's try doubles for a while," and we did. And then it was awesome. I actually like PUBG. I think we quit playing because they started focusing more on the Fortnite style goofiness of it.
Well, there's more maps now, and apparently
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a lot better now.
Well, they started focusing on and I understand why they do it. I'm not dissing the game for the company for doing it, but they focus more on the cosmetics. I don't know. I kind of like the real. Yeah, no, that's how they make money, and I get it.
They switched to free to play, so
Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. It was pretty cool. I like PUBG. I forgot about PUBG. Yeah, that's
and
a
then
lot.
7 Days to Die.
That's horror survival. That's another one.
Another one of them survival.
Another
games.
survival games. I like those. Well, that's all my friends and family play them. So then we get together, and that's what we all play.
Yeah.
You know, I had one time we had 15 people that were on a 7 Days to Die survival server that I knew. 15 people that I actually physically knew.
Wow.
It was insane. And it was hilarious as crap. Because imagine taking all your friends, right? The ones that I don't know, the ones you know, that I do know,
Yeah.
and throwing them all into a room together and saying, play a game and have fun. I guarantee there's personalities on the side of people I've not met that you know that would clash really hard with some of the personalities you do know in here. For us, it was like my daughter had a friend, and she's a little feisty. Her nickname's Tiger for a reason. and we had these little younger guys here that were playing, and one of them was a little hyper. And so he ran up to her and just being, oh, are you really a girl? And just kind of going off. And she just threw down the smackdown on him. And we're all voice chatting. So this is all in like Discord. And everybody just got so quiet. There's like, what's wrong, guys? You have girls on your server, dude. I'm like, yeah, and one of them's underage, so behave yourself. The other one was older. My daughter was like 17 or 16 at the time, maybe 15, something like that. Tiger was 20 or something. But it was hilarious as crap. And all of a sudden, it just went nuts then at that point. Because everybody's like, oh, I got to go impress the girl. I'm like, oh, my God. It was funny. 15 people. And some of them didn't get along. So we had Logan and, I can't think of Wilson.
Okay.
And they were so mean to each other. It was bad. And then we had Lilo's friend, the pharmacy guy. Blaze.
Yeah.
Oh man, God. That was crazy. It was nuts.
I hate that guy.
I think I heard that you were not that he's just.
That goes back to Rainbow Six Siege days.
Oh, okay. Yep. But anyway, those are good times. I forgot about 7. I like 7 Days to Die. I just need a stable group of people to play it. I don't need power gamers. I don't like power gaming. So most of the people I now play with are more into the get to the end content immediately.
Yeah.
Where, like at Ark, I've beat the final bosses once, I think, out of the thousands of hours I played. Because it just didn't ever appeal to me afterwards. After I did it, it was like, okay, now what's the point? I don't know. And then it was just trying to tame the bad monsters and stuff. So, are we done with video games? Should we move on to other style games, or should we can keep on video games? It make no difference to me.
We can talk about some other stuff. I think one of the other ones I've logged most of my hours into is Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop RPGs.
Oh yeah,
in general.
A
lot of hours.
I can't. I'm embarrassed to say. I don't even know. There was times when I was in college. Okay, I've been playing since I was like 10. So this is like 85, 84.
Okay.
1985, 1984, not 2085. So a lot of hours. But when I got into college is where I doubled down. Because, you go to college to learn, right? Mm-hmm. So I just decided I was going to learn about the life of D&D.
Yeah.
And we just happened to have a group of people that didn't need to sleep very often.
Yep. I know exactly how that
And
goes.
so you're playing along. One of my friends is, popping, for a lack of a better term, speed. You could buy them at the gas stations and stuff. I can't remember.
Oh, the stacker pills or whatever?
Yeah, whatever, the epinephrine, or I don't remember what it was called. But yeah, it's essentially just low doses of speed.
Yeah.
And that happened to be the DM. And then the rest of us would take turns because there was one of the guys playing was really very meticulous. And so when we started getting tired, we were like, okay, it's so-and-so's turn. The rest of us would just like power nap for an hour.
Yeah.
And then we just wake up and do it. And be like, Scott, don't you have college? Oh yeah, I got to run to college class. So I go take off, go to course for 2 hours or whatever, come back, and then we just keep playing.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I went home for like a period of a month. I mean, I'd get clothes, take a shower, whatever. We did that, but I think my cousin at one point was like, "Hey, Guff, did you come home this last week?" Yeah, I did. When? And then you have to think about it, like, oh yeah. I mean, I took a shower and changed clothes. So yeah, tabletop RPGs. Dungeons and Dragons is the bad one for me. Mine was first and second ed. That one got me many hours.
Played a lot of second ed in college. That was in 2013, around then, for me.
Mine's was the 90, 95 to 98.
Oh, right in the golden age of it.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, third edition came out. We didn't switch over to third because we already invested
heavily into second.
Buttloads of money into second ed. We had like all the reference books, all the option books, many of the just miscellaneous random books. Good times though. Lots of hours. Still play D&D. It turns out.
That ticker's still counting.
So I don't think I'll ever probably quit playing. Kind of make jokes about it once in a while that some of the young guys here are going to have to come into the nursing home and DM for us, or because I'll be too old to really read too well by that point. Of course, technology is so much better. I'll just have like voice telling me what to do and type it into my screen for me or something. So yeah, that's my tabletop. I don't know, what other tabletop games have I played a lot of? I did play a lot of Risk and like Axis and Allies when I was younger. I haven't really played too much when I'm older.
Strategio.
Yeah, played a lot of that too. Of course, my friends were more into the bigger, longer, drug-out games.
My brother was big into that, Axis and Allies.
Yeah, and thankfully my aunt would just let us leave it on the table for like days.
Takes a week.
She's like, well, you guys are eating on the floor then. And we're like, done. And like, okay, auntie, sorry. We don't have a problem with that. Yeah. So yeah, never mind. That was my tabletop. I don't really have anything else. I mean, that's definitely my big ones. I mean, I play all kinds of board games, obviously. Trying to think other games that take up my time.
Minesweeper. I played a lot of Minesweeper.
Never got into Minesweeper. It just does not.
And Tetris. Oh man, did I play Tetris?
Okay, I did play Tetris quite a bit.
Holy crap! I played so much Tetris in college. I played so much Tetris that I got double vision one time, and all I could see was falling blocks. I went to the hospital.
Jesus, is that what's going on now?
No.
Is it too much the showdown hunt? Starting to get double vision, starting to see all extra dudes running around out there. Yeah, no. I think my first video game I really got hardcore into is in college, or at least in school. PC game, be more correct. I don't remember what it's called, and hopefully somebody one day will be able to tell me, but on the Apple IIG, monochrome green screen, we had this game where there was like two artillery guns, one on either side of the screen, and it would randomly draw a mountain or something in the map, or a couple mountains or something, and you just type in you had to type in the coordinates and the angle, and then you shoot, and then it go. Sometimes you hit the mountain, and if you hit the mountain, it would take away a chunk of the mountain. Yeah. And whoever blows the other one up first wins.
Nice.
We used to play that during the computer lab, because I was a little bit of a prodigy when it comes to that kind of thing. And so he'd be like, yeah, you guys can play when you're done with your projects. Well, he'd give us a project that was supposed to be done in like a week. I'd finish it in a day and just be like, all right, we're playing this for the rest of the week. Nice. And so my buddy, he was even smarter. He was the guy I was trying to chase. He was that guy I was trying to keep up with. Yeah. Hence why I was even good at it. And so he would be done, 10 minutes after the project started. I'd be done by the end of the day, but then the rest of the week we'd play that game. That was really fun.
I guess back on the GameCube, I had I think 17 playthroughs on professional mode in Resident Evil 4.
Jesus. But I was a person to have that much attention span to play that.
I love that game.
I like games like that. I like platformer. It's a platformer style game, right?
No, it's a shooter.
Shooter. But there's definitely there's a beginning and an end. Right? Yeah. And I like beginning and end games. I just have a problem going back. It's like Diablo, for instance. I love Diablo 2. I played it. I played Diablo 1. I played other games that were very similar to Diablo. But I don't know how these people can play Diablo, go play it, and then go through and play the second level, and then third and fourth and 50th level, and then just keep farming for
rares.
Like, it's just... Yeah. I people say the same thing. Well, how can you keep playing Arc taking the same T-Rex over and over? Yeah. Whatever.
But yeah, those are some of the games we like to play.
Yeah.
Some of the games we put a lot of hours into.
Yep.
Send us a message, leave a comment what games you play.
Yeah, I think this will be the first podcast that's on YouTube, so maybe you can throw some feedback and we'll talk about some other stuff. Anyway, I suppose until next time, my name is Scott.
I'm Javen.
Later.